So this month's Vanners collaboration is about strange things that campsite wardens or rally marshals get up to. Now before we get into that, there's a Vanners collaboration, so don't forget to watch the other videos in this collaboration. Now I thought about this question and I thought, who better to ask than a real campsite warden?
So I'd like to introduce the campsite warden, Neil Taylor, and I thought, who better to ask these questions? So Neil, tell us some of the strange things that you've seen campsite wardens do or yourself do.
This is a fantastic question, Bob, because I can give you loads and loads and loads of things that I've seen our guests doing. But what strange things does a campsite warden do that you as a guest may not understand what we're doing?
Yeah.
So okay. I've been doing a bit of thinking, Bob, and one of them, this is going to sound very, very strange. You may occasionally, if you're visiting our campsite at the Nurseries in Lincolnshire, you may occasionally see me entering a toilet with a bucket that's steaming what steam coming out of it, carrying a large bottle of washing up liquid with a facilities being clean signed.
Right.
And the facilities clean signed up, so in other words, we're going to close off those facilities. And then you see me disappear inside the ladies' or gentlemen's facilities. And I have a big washing up liquid. It's genius, and you can use this tip at home. So I'm going to try and be very polite. So occasionally we get what we would best describe as a log in the bog. Let's paint the picture.
Yeah.
There's a block toilet, but let's pretend there's a log in the bog.
Yeah.
And you can flush and flush, and the log won't shift. I said that very carefully. You can get a plunger, but you can get splashback. You've got to be very careful.
I don't want splashback.
You can get a mop and get a mop down, but the best way to get rid of the log in the bog is loads of washing up liquid into the toilet, pouring some boiling water or red hot water.
Yeah.
The washing up liquid lubricates the system. The hot water helps the log in the bog become a little bit more softer, and out goes the log in the bog.
That's a relief then. What's the next one? Moving swiftly on.
So again, these are some strange things that you may see me doing. And so sometimes you may see me walking around the campsite where I work on with a little cone. Like the football cones that kids use where they have football matches as goals, and they're multicolored. And you'll see me sometimes marking a ground cover with a cone, and you may think, what on earth is Neil doing?
Yeah.
And basically, we have a couple of septic tanks on the site that I'm working at. And last year, I've got no idea how, whether somebody did it or whatever, but somehow one of the covers into the septic tank was pretty well open.
Yeah. And
obviously at night, our campsite is seriously dark, and somebody could have ended up in the septic tank. So I mark out those lids with little cones. In other words, if you are there during the night and you've not got a torch, if you see that little cone, stay clear. You don't want to end up down there, Bob.
Absolutely. Good tip there. Good tip.
So as some of you will know, that I've got a YouTube channel, Campsite Warden.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm quite often sensible, but I'm quite often silly and very immature and very, very childish.
Yeah.
And so sometimes for content creation purposes, I will put on a character. So if you're visiting our campsite and you see the campsite warden on his sit-on mower,
right,
wearing a rubber duck head mask, cutting the grass, and you don't know that I'm a YouTuber, you may thinking, that campsite warden's gone a bit, and it's probably just me creating some content. So don't be alarmed if ever you see me walking around a campsite, even at home. I've just physically on a video I'm just going up tonight, got this character. If you see me walking around or cutting grass with a rubber duck head on, don't be alarmed.
It's just Neil. It's just Neil. Yeah. Okay. Now you've got a couple more of you.
Yeah. So other things that we do more discreetly. So another one that you may see me doing is walking around with a couple of bin bags. And this tends to be around the perimeter of the site, generally speaking. this doesn't happen that often, but it happens on a regular basis. And I'm going to be very discreet with what I'm doing. Right. The site I'm working on is in a very rural location. You've been there, you've seen it. It's in a very, very rural location, and we've got a lot of wildlife. We've got everything: badgers, foxes, deers, pigeons, and we've also got buzzards, kites, and sparrowhawks.
Okay.
And we have lots.
Right. Yeah.
And we have lots and lots of little rabbits and big rabbits, and the rabbits are a food source for some of the birds of prey. Yeah. And I often have to go and clear up the bird kill very discreetly. So you may have had a sparrowhawk attack or even a fox attack, and there may be a...
That's the reason for that. I mean, that's quite a sensible one.
Yeah, but you know, as I say, you don't want to be seeing a pigeon that's half eaten, or especially a little baby rabbit that's that's lying there. So so you'll see me often trying to be a bit discreet with that one.
Okay. And the final one.
And the other one is well, I would expect every campsite warden has to do this one.
Yeah.
And again, we do it very discreetly. So you'll sometimes see me walking on the campsite with a big builder's bucket. You know, the big builder's bucket that you carry.
Yeah.
Probably a pair of gloves on, rubber gloves on,
mm-hmm.
and again carrying some super big brown bin bags.
Right.
And you'll see me walking around the campsite, and I normally do this twice a week.
Right.
On a Monday and then just before bin collection day. And then you'll see me disappear off the site. We have a gate with a dog walker. Out this campsite, Neil goes. And people, where's he going? He's not taking his dog for a walk.
Yeah.
He looks at me like a bit strange. I close the gate. But behind the gate, Bob, we have got the dog bin.
Dog bin.
Dog bin emptying time.
Yeah.
So I have absolutely perfected dog bin emptying. So I have the big builder's bag. I put big bin bag on a liner. It's got a drawer you pull out, and the contents go into the builder's bag, tie it all up for disposal. But then the campsite warden just appears back on the campsite, often with the bag on me back because it's heavy.
Yeah.
Carrying the dog poo bags, Bob.
Yeah. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. Neil, that's brilliant. You've done my job for me this month. That's brilliant. So thanks for that. Don't forget to check out. Which way is it? That way, isn't it? That way. Don't forget to check out Neil's YouTube channel. It's loads of interesting information on there, and bird's eye view of the of what happens on a campsite. So that's been really good, Neil. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, Bob.
All right. Bye then.